Hey everyone, I am here in our gorgeous foyer that Shonda decorated with the Christmas trees. I thought this would be a perfect backdrop since this is our first message on our Christmas series, and next week is Christmas, which is crazy because I haven't shopped at all. So most of the time I try to keep my expectations low in life and not trying to sound like really depressing, but I kind of like this motto that says like the happiest and healthiest people in life are those whose expectations meet reality. And so I feel like if I live life keeping low expectations on things, then I'm more likely to have those met because I haven't created expectations that are like unreachable. But unfortunately, I feel like Christmas time is a little bit different for me because this season is always so fun. It's hard for me to keep low expectations. And so every year at Christmas time, I simply want it to be like the best Christmas ever, year after year. Like what my expectations about what I have and what I want to feel at Christmas and how I want things to look are very movie-like, which we all know can a lot of times be very unrealistic. I think Christmas has kind of this special power over me and lots of other people where at Christmas time, I just want like all the Christmas feels, all the Christmas movies, all the food, all the decorations, literally just anything and everything that the Christmas season can offer, like that's what I want. And I want every Christmas, including the one we're about to celebrate, to be the best Christmas ever. So even though throughout the rest of the year, I am Miss Low Expectations, as soon as it turns to Christmas, I am like Buddy the Elf. And so maybe you feel the same way too around this time of year. Maybe your family can't go 5 minutes without arguing. And so at Christmas, you just imagine everyone actually getting along and sitting together, watching a Christmas movie, drinking hot chocolate. Or maybe you're totally fine being single the rest of the year, but then Christmas rolls around and you daydream about having that perfect boyfriend or girlfriend, so then you get your perfect Christmas Eve gift from them delivered to your doorstep and everything is so bright and merry. Something about Christmas makes us dream big, raises our expectations, and makes us imagine having the best Christmas ever. But those expectations are hardly met at Christmas because our expectations are so high. So something is bound to disappoint us, and because we expect so much, the disappointment hurts even more. And so that's why I try to keep expectations low, because if you think about it, it hurts less. So if you think your football team is gonna lose the game and they lose the game, then you're not disappointed that much. Or if you take an English exam and your expectation is to get a C, but your grade comes back and you actually get a B, then you're probably not only not disappointed, but you're excited because the grade you got was better than what you expected. And so how great is it really to not expect too much? Even if you don't realize it, I bet you do the same thing that I do in some areas of life. And so when it comes to areas of faith, I bet you, like a lot of us, keep your expectations low. And so we might pray, but rarely do we think God will do exactly what we're asking for. So we would say we have faith, but the truth is we're just not sure God is going to show up in the way that we hope he will or expect him to. So what does it look like to lower our expectations for God? It can look like we stop praying because we believe God either can't or won't do anything. We lose interest in faith-related things because God seems distant, far away, or uncaring. We think God is week and then assume he's unable to do anything, or maybe we think God is just uninterested. And so we, of course, don't always do this on purpose. Sometimes we just kind of become this way. And then if God does answer our prayers, if he does show up, if he does what we had asked him to do, then that's fantastic. And it's a pleasant surprise because we've keeping those expectations so low. I don't know about you, but that kind of God doesn't sound like something to celebrate at Christmas. But what if we've got him all wrong? What if we're missing the point and there was a better way, a more realistic way, and a healthier way to see God that, if we really understood, would actually make this the best Christmas ever? So what is the point, and what is God really like? Now, we're definitely not the first ones to have expectations of God and not have them met. And the story we are celebrating the next couple of weeks didn't happen at all like people expected. So Mary, who was the mother of Jesus, she was a young, pregnant Jewish teenager engaged to be married to Joseph. And she isn't just super pregnant and tired and uncomfortable, she's also got nowhere to sleep because all of the hotels were full. And then, because there wasn't already enough going on, Mary goes into labor. And so Joseph is desperate to find a place for Mary to have this baby. And all he can find is a barn. Now, for hundreds of years, God had been, he'd been silent. There were no prophets with messages from God. And the people missed who God really was and expected something completely different than he had always been. And so now in the story, an angel shows up and tells Joseph what God was like, exactly what God was going to be like when he arrived. We see that in Matthew 1:21 through 23. She will give birth to a son, and you are to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. God with us means no matter what, we are never alone. When you think of God with us, it changes everything. So it means no matter what your reality is, God is always with you. And in John chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus said this about himself: I am the light of the world. So light helps us see what we didn't see before, and that's exactly what Jesus did for us with God. So this week I want to challenge you to find a way to remind yourself and be reminding yourself this week that God is with you. Because when we remember that God is with us and we remember his promise to never leave us, it is far more difficult to be disappointed in God. The God of the universe came down to earth to show you that he loves you, he cares for you, and to show you that he is with you.